gut, danke.
Well, hello there everybody, and welcome back to more of a highly unusual take today. If y'all remember me being at the big tower, at the transmission tower of Vermeldeturm, my sister was pointing out to an old neighborhood of mine that I know so well now, with a reddish looking building, our Bauhaus here, which is equal to Lowe's and Home Depot. And this is now taken over part of the property, what used to be an old working stomping ground of mine. And you can still see, and also right now, the active tram tracks, the Straßenbahn Schienen. And we are what used to be what was known as Sullivan Bks, straight up here going to the right. And this was a total military installation here, as you can see. Fences are still sort of up. And I was there till the days of 92, from 87 to 92, as this was still a full featured military installation. And this in here on the left, which always had been known as Benjamin Franklin Village, the housing area, and also the entertainment center, where we can still see, and actually the building is there, but with a newer name. This was once the movie theater, and right on the left hand side, this the sports arena where competitive sports games were held, and pretty much from the Mannheim community to everywhere else around. And as you can see, actually, we took it in by bike today. Sis is pushing it real hard on that. I believe this little guarding tower, or one was left there, is still remaining. So this whole area here, this part of this community, which once was BFV, Benjamin Franklin Village, is now going by the unique name of Franklin. And I'm going to give you there a little closer look of these buildings that we have now to show off, which are unique architecture. One of them we have seen already from the tower with its unique shape, and I thought almost this little camper was a little bit unfinished, but we'll see now that it's definitely done. And if they don't grab no attention just by the name of it, of this new suburb called Franklin, then definitely they will grab some attention by these unique buildings that they have constructed here as apartments, and so to speak. So there's definitely three of those buildings that come to light that we're looking over. One of them on the right, where there's still a little bit in construction. The one in the middle that's now covered up by the tree. Still some sports field, I believe, could be still the original type of it, from a former football or basketball field or sports tracks, I believe. I still remember that. And this fella most definitely is already as unique as it gets. And again, just like it was in the good old days, but now just today with more modern kind of Straßenbahns. Here's regular transportation now passing on by, with the old Sullivan Barracks to the right, the Benjamin Franklin Village to the left, what used to be BFV, and what is now all over Franklin. Also, what still remains here, as I remember, the Top Hat Club, which was the former NCO club. It used to be on Fridays, if I remember. Mostly they would play R&B, and on Saturdays it was country music. And has now turned into a library, I believe, if I get this right, Franklin Foyer. So yeah, the former Dance and Officers Club is now considered a house of memories. Still carried its original name. And I guess if needed, you can still also catch a bus ride. And sports arena still looks like it is quite functioning as such as it is. Good to know. Hope it stays. God knows how long. So now what once was the movie theater is now considered to be called an NTM. And out of curiosity, I couldn't help it. I was walking over here. This used to be all open area here. And at one point in time, there was the German-American Folks Fest, the fair that is going on. But couldn't help to look at this awning, this little roof, this covering, and it turned out to be that all these 4 roofs, these little awnings that are presented here, have solar panels on the roof on top, and so very practically turning over one purpose straight into another. And as you all can see, the power here gets instantly converted from those solar panels and puts into action probably by this company here. So if you take a close look on top, you see all these other 3 awnings, roofs, shades are all topped off by solar panels on top. And I mean, just every inch on the roof almost is covered up with solar panels, and very practically used and transformed in some definitely high energy, high voltage, nice, clean and clear power. Not bad. And when we're looking about solar power, there was definitely plenty of it there lately, with a few exceptions of here and there, and some mix of very hot temperatures in the beginning of July, as we remember, and then getting caught into a rain season. But that helps nothing but washing out these fine panels. And yes, I got curious myself about this huge big block there in the back, and this is nothing else but a dedicated big building, big shape of like of a, well, whatever you would see of a boulder kind of a thing if you would be in the mountains. But this is a what they call a day Kletterzentrum. So if I get this right, climbing center. So, and there's some guy up here already takes it way to the top. So with this little thing in the neighborhood eventually, and I'm not quite sure if this requires some type of a membership, but you truly get to see some higher ground, and you get to practice quite a little bit of exercising climbing fields, and you see those patterns that are attached to it, those little some of them rectangle, triangle shape little obstacles that have been attached to this boulder-like building, eventually assisting our climbers, which are hooked on some type of ropes here. This is a little bit another view to a gate, and getting I guess getting really into shape by doing some fun stuff like that. This one was all the huge field, the parking area, and there would have been all barracks here where those buildings are standing here. Just about a kilometer to a mile wide, all military installations, as we see. And this again used to be the area for the German-American yearly Volksfest. Getting also a different view of the new erected buildings. Well, I believe this is pretty unique, as Mannheim is also known for a very sports active community. This really takes you up to higher ground and pulls muscles, and you can see way on top underneath the roof there are the hooks where the ropes are connected to, and you definitely want to get into your mountain climbing skills here, no doubt about it. This will get your kick in. Well, actually, we're coming into a little bit of a corrective territory. It was not day, or it was DAV, as it happens to be. And this happens to be their office. So this office, this whole building, now DAV, must belong to this little center boulder kind of erected to it. So DAV, okay, we know it's the Sektion Mannheim des Deutschen Alpenvereins. So Alpen, so it's a community of the German Alps climbing, and we got one guy already making its way up with a little better view behind the building. So yeah, there we have it, Deutschen Alpenvereins, which means, you know, a union for the Alps, and what you do there is climbing things up before it gets even more fun to come down. And this little guy here is definitely hooked to the core, making its way up, and just uses those attached obstacles that are on the wall attached to it as a, you know, resting place for feet, and you get yourself connected from one thing to another, and yeah, I guess that's how you make your way up there. Glad we have some cool example on this. Oh, not bad at all. Whatever there, get your groove on. And across from the former BFE area, we still see buildings coming on place, which used to be eventually still at one part of the military installation, the wider areas of either Benjamin Franklin Village. Yeah, as we keep walking out again from the area, the center part of what used to be Benjamin Franklin Village, I was trying to get us even closer to a more former stomping ground of mine. There is still the train stop, which used to be back then as well. And further on down, he would only get access with the bus that we had, the military transporter, the VW bus. And it takes you further on into the ground, which currently is no access, it's all blocked off. And this is now the old former territory of Sullivan Bks. I remember approximately right there where you see the crane standing, there would have been an area where you turn to the right, a place called MP Station, also known for the German Polizei here, the district of Mannheim, Käfertal, or Käfertalwald as well, forest. And I was there on post at the main gate, but as well as also on the MP station and the police station many a times, doing such as things as even simple translator jobs. Can't you tell where the yak comes from? So unfortunately no access today, but they're bringing all back the memories here that eventually came down to a close right around after in the early to the mid 2000s. I actually found a little spot in between those trees. You can tell there's a new building rising up directly on the spot where the military installation was. This would have been past or just slightly right on the right location there around the main gate area. So yep, there's, I guess, just something else huge in the making. And then again to the right, the little older type of a guard shack, which at one point in time was protecting this as a parking spot area, was a military point, I guess, to let everybody know, hey, you know, can't park here, can't do this in here. And of course, this being the former movie theater. And the reddish looking symbol that we've seen so well already on top of the tower, the really huge German home improvement store, Bauhaus.